out towards Chantilly and Fairfax and Manassas. Okay, so here's what we're looking at. We have a tornado watch now, includes Culpeper, Fredericksburg, until 3 a.m. In the morning. So we're looking at a frontal boundary. We have a couple things going on. We got a front kind of bisecting the metro area. It lifts north. Between that and the remnants of Ida moving in overnight, this is the best area for tornadic activity. Harrisonburg, Luray, and Culpeper. Even Front Royal could see a tornado down toward Orange and Fredericksburg. And again, that goes until 3 o'clock. So here's Futurecast. This is kind of interesting. This is 10 o'clock tonight. Nothing crazy, not even down toward Charlottesville and Culpeper. But look what happens. By midnight, big storms now around Culpeper, either side of Culpeper, down toward Charlottesville, and some moderate activity now in D.C., back into Fairfax, and also into Loudoun County. That's indicated by the darker green. Then look what happens. I mean, this has been pretty consistent. This model updates frequently. This has had pretty much a monster storm in the vicinity of the Beltway and D.C. That's 2 a.m. That could cause flooding. That could also cause an isolated tornado. So we do have the risk of some isolated tornadoes. That's at 2 o'clock in the morning. By 3:30, it's gone, moved up the bay, even to the east of Baltimore, headed up into northeast Maryland and also into Jersey. So by the time we get to 3:30, 4 o'clock, we're done. We can take a break, a breather, if you will, before we have to worry about the remnants of Ida. This is 7 a.m. on Wednesday. It's quiet in the metro area, but we still see some pretty good rains, moderate rains, in fact, west of I-81 out toward Oakland and west of the Divide. And I'm really concerned about this area, either side of I-81 and west, as being the bullseye and having the most life-threatening conditions tomorrow morning and early tomorrow afternoon with flash flooding. So we don't do this often, but we did issue a red weather alert for Wednesday and Wednesday night. So let's talk about the threats. Well, the threats, storms are high, hail is off the table, tornadoes are low to almost moderate, and damaging winds moderate. We've also had our 9th wettest August on record, unless we add some more rain tonight, and that means we're looking at, it doesn't take much to blow a tree over or just weaken the trees in general. All right, we have a couple of flash flood watches. This one is 2 a.m. tonight to 2 a.m. on Thursday. All right, so here's the deal. You see where that green is? That's where I think is going to be the bullseye for the heaviest rain. I really do. Either side of I-81 and west. That's what we're mainly concerned about. Now, that said, the entire DMV is under a flash flood watch from 11 a.m. Wednesday until 2 a.m. on Thursday. So flooding is possible everywhere, but I really think the highest chance is out toward Winchester, Martinsburg, Hagerstown, Petersburg, and over toward Cumberland. I really do. So flash flood safety, we're going to go over them again. Yep. Never drive across a flooded road. 6 inches of fast-moving water can knock you off your feet. All right. 12 inches can take an average car and float it off the road. And even 18 to 24 inches can move a truck, an SUV, if you will. So you're driving your big Tahoe, you're not impervious to being washed off the road. Especially at night, because a lot of this heavy activity will fall overnight tomorrow. Hopefully you're going to be off the road, but the deal is you can't tell how fast the water is moving in terms of current. You can't tell how deep it is. And you also can't tell if there's a road underneath there at all. Sometimes it's been washed away. We saw that in southern Maryland. All right, so here's the big picture. This is noon on Wednesday. Heavy activity still essentially along and west of I-81. And big-time rains moving into Pennsylvania. By 6 p.m., heavy activity now around the metro and points east. And then by the time we get to midnight, we're pretty much done with it, really. Maybe some leftover showers, but this has the heavy activity or severe activity east of us. And the best part of all, model's finally in agreement with me, by 6 a.m. or 5:30, we're already clear. I-95 and west. Thursday is going to be a beautiful, beautiful day. Maybe too cool for some, but it'll be a beautiful day. So let's go through the timeline, all right? This hasn't changed much. Some heavy rain in the mountains in the morning, but the morning commute is okay in the metro area. By the time we get to afternoon, though, heavy rain mainly along and west of I-81, including the mountains, but could be in the metro at 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So we've kind of moved this timetable up a little bit. So isolated tornadoes are possible. Flash flooding is likely, almost a given, north and west. Hagerstown, Martinsburg, Winchester, those areas, almost a given. And then by night, heavy rain and severe storms possible, all the DMV with isolated storms, winds gusting 20 to 40, and that's separate of the tornadoes. And The good news is heavy rain and storms are out of here by 5 a.m., maybe even earlier than that, maybe as early as 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Stay off the roads after 2 p.m. and keep devices charged because folks will probably lose power somewhere. All right. European model on the right, American model on the left. Pretty similar. I will still say that the heaviest rain is a little farther east and closer to I-81 on the European model and a little further west, almost across the divide on the GFS. With significant rain, in the metro, a couple inches, but not the big 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-inch rainfalls we're worried about in places like, Hagerstown and Winchester. So this is the numerical form of the GFS. It keeps less than an inch in the metro. And it's kind of moved even back. Hagerstown 2 inches, Cumberland almost 3 in Oakland. So this is kind of trimmed back a lot from what it was earlier. And it was still the least aggressive model of all the models, and still is. NAM, okay? This take you all the way into Thursday, and about we'll take you all the way to Friday, but Thursday is the rainfall. So here we go. Almost 3 inches for D.C., almost 4 inches in Hagerstown, 4.5 inches in Cumberland. So really, this is what we're concerned about out here, Martinsburg, Cumberland, Petersburg, because this could mean devastating flash floods during the day on Wednesday, but then as it drains down in the Potomac Basin, in the Potomac River, it could be river flooding downtown. That usually occurs 24 to 36 hours afterwards. This is the European model. You saw the big model. This is kind of a close-in view, 1.5 inches almost for D.C., but it does have the heaviest amounts, and I mean heavy, 6 inches in Cumberland and 3 to 4 inches in Romney. This would not be that devastating if it were to come to pass unless it falls, in 30 minutes. And some of these storms could put down rainfall amounts 1, 2, 2.5 inches per hour. So that is possible. So again, this is the bullseye out here, but flash flooding is still possible across the entire metro area. Here are the models. NAM, most aggressive, 2.84. GFS, only an inch. GEM, 1 3/4 inches. European, 1.5 inches. The graph, almost 4 inches. That is now the new aggressive member of the ensemble. Okay, so break it down. Flooding is likely in this area, either side of I-81. We got 3 to 6 inches there. 1 to 3 in the metro, isolated tornadoes, and then strong to severe storms and isolated tornadoes into the Delmarva and extreme southern Maryland. Grace, any questions? Okay. So we're on YouTube only? Okay. All right, great. All right, so what can you do? And I actually did some of this today. Clear out your downspouts and gutters and storm drains. Check your sump pump. If you have one, make sure it's plugged in, okay? A lot of times it doesn't work, the basement floods, and homeowner realizes, oh, I knocked it off out of the socket a little bit, getting Christmas decorations. So that's a thing. Keep a tank of gas or more in your car in case you can't go home the direct route, the way you normally go home. So, red weather alert Wednesday and overnight Wednesday. Isolated tornadoes at DMV, gust of 40. Heaviest rain is still along and west of I-81. That's going to be the bullseye. But flooding is still possible across the entire DMV. A critical time for the metro, 3 p.m. Wednesday to 3 a.m. Thursday, earlier if you are west. So if you're west, well west of I-81, say in the mountains, this critical time could be as early as 7 a.m. to about 7 p.m. on Wednesday. So a little bit earlier, okay? Just got to keep that in mind. So this is the forecast now. This is 10 o'clock tonight. We'll go through this again. We see the big storms develop to the south around midnight. We see the monster storm. That's a monster storm covering a pretty big area. I mean, that's bigger than the Beltway. That's pretty big. That would be some severe storm. That's at 2 o'clock. Those go away by 6 o'clock in the morning. Light showers out to the west. But then as early as 9 o'clock, we've got heavy rains. Petersburg, Oakland, Cumberland. You see the reds, the orange, and the yellows. In the metro, it's still quiet. The morning commute's not going to be a problem. The problem's going to be getting home on Wednesday. And hopefully you do not have to go out Wednesday night. I would recommend you don't go out Wednesday night. So this is now 1 p.m. Still just some light showers in the metro, but wow, big-time rains. And more than likely, dangerous flash flooding out in Cumberland, in west of Winchester, over toward Petersburg, no doubt about it. By the time we get to 6 p.m., now we have this line of heavy storms roll through, and temperatures are still in the 60s and low 70s. We have now some rain out to the west. But notice it's just a little bit of green and a little bit of yellow. So I really think you're going to cross over in terms of the severe weather and heavy rain by 8 or 9 o'clock at night if you're in the mountains. It's still going to take a little while here in the metro. Even, see that even by 9, 10 o'clock, another little batch of big storms could roll through. That's at 10 o'clock. And then, boom, by morning, 4 a.m., we're already clear west of I-95. And this is correct. We're going to see temps in the 50s behind this system early on Thursday morning. And we'll probably see lows in the 50s, let's see, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night in the burbs. A little touch of fall coming our way as we say goodbye to summer with the Labor Day weekend. By the time we get to 10:30, it's beautiful. I mean, a nice northerly breeze, low humidity, temperatures only in the 60s at 10 o'clock. It's going to be too cold for some. I know it. So here we go. Yellow weather alert Wednesday, 80. Becoming beautiful on Thursday, 80, and still beautiful on Friday, upper 70s. These are low temperatures downtown. So if we have low 60s downtown, subtract 10. Low 50s in the burbs. Saturday, great, low 80s. Isolated storm on Sunday, wouldn't plan around it. All in all, a pretty good Labor Day weekend. And then warmer on Monday for Labor Day. We took the storm out of Monday and put it on Sunday. And then afternoon storms, a good bet on Tuesday with temperatures near 90. Okay, Grace, any questions? Okay, I hate to just prattle on. Let me... Well, no, we didn't have it yesterday. No, we did not. Uh-huh. Right. 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 Okay. Well, why don't... I mean... Yeah, we know. Yeah, we know. So, yeah. Yes, I know. You can't hear me. I know. What? I know, it's true. Okay, well, I am? Okay, I mean, I need to go talk to him, don't I? I mean, should I keep going on YouTube or not?